delighted to have you back. How you do, my dear? How you do?
I am doing very, very well, and it is so good to be here. Good morning, comradry. Good morning, comrades online. It is good to be in these conversations, because we must have the conversation as we approach the election, because time come.
Time come. I love that. You sound bright and chirpy this morning, like you're ready for the road, comrade Patricia.
You know it, because my read across Jamaica is not 1 day, but 3 days. So right after leave, you are going back on the road. I'm going to 2 prep schools, and I'm going to New Providence Primary. And I'm also having some other meetings for the afternoon. And then I have a community meeting this evening in Chambers Lane. I continue my series, Build Your Dream, so that we can live our dream once we are elected.
Wow. You have your hands full for this morning.
Yes.
So we're going to get right into the conversation. Yesterday was Teachers' Day, and I'm sure you showed up at a schools within your constituency. How was that experience?
Well, actually, I went to 2 schools yesterday in the constituency. I went to Mountain View Primary and Mona Commons Basic School, and wish them happy Teachers' Day, and of course the usual online. But I'm working on something today. It's a little late, but I'm sending them something today for the teachers in the constituency.
Awesome. You know, these teachers are our backbone in society.
Yeah, and we need to let teachers know that as a government, we have their back. We appreciate their professionalism. We appreciate what they do for our children. We appreciate all the love and how they pour into our children. So when we are in government, whatever mechanism that we are going to have in the context of accountability must be one that is fair, must be one that is transparent, and must be one that promotes their ability to expand their profession.
Yes.
And not be punitive. Yes, so we are not in support of the Jamaica Teaching Council Bill in its current form.
Yes.
Because the form is wrong. It does not support teachers. It makes teachers be the wrong people. Make them be the bad guy.
Like, it sounds away, but it's just the truth.
Yes.
It is just the truth. But Comrade Patricia, Eastern St. Andrew, the state of readiness, persons are a little at odds with the outgoing member of parliament. They are complaining they haven't seen her much, and the writing is on the wall. Could you share what could have been some of the possible reasons as to why Eastern St. Andrew residents are turning away from the promises of the outgoing member of parliament? What could have caused all of this?
Well, first of all, if after 10 years you are at a stage where you are giving promises, that means you have failed, right? Because you can't then say what it is that we agreed when I became member of parliament, and this is how we are executing on that. So she came without a vision, and this has been very reactive rather than visionary as a leader. And in that vein, for example, for almost 10 years, we have very limited road fixing happening in Eastern St. Andrew, with the exception of where we had the Zozo in Augustown, and then it was not extensive road fixing. But all of a sudden, this government realized that roads are supposed to fix and maintain, and Spark program start, and Reach program start, and all of a sudden it's an election year and roads start fix. You just say something wrong, because they didn't realize it was their job for the 10 years. So it's time to get rid of them. Right? Time to get rid of favor in that context. In the same way, because just, for example, we have a Build Your Dream. I've been having these series in Drebrian right across the constituency.
Yes.
We've been having community meetings where the community say what it is they want. We call it our Build Your Dream session. And we have them open air. So those who don't come, sometimes people afraid to come a meeting, they can hear it from in their homes. Right? And do you know, we have one Build Your Dream session in Standpipe where the people are talking about what their vision for their community is and how them expect that gully will be maintained and kept clean, etc., etc. By the next day, she started clean gully that don't clean for how much years? and how much months. You understand?
Wow.
Same thing she did with Barbican terrorists. So she does not seem to be able to communicate with her, with the constituents, and to get from them in a more proactive kind of way what it is they want, and build a plan with them and execute on that plan. So
yes. It's just unfortunate. It's that they could find themselves in this mess. But in your constituency, Comrade Patricia, you have a university up there. Based on the leader, Mark Golding, our soon-to-be Prime Minister, his initiative with the initiative where he told the nation about the university, for one university graduate per family. Can you expand that, because you have a university within your constituency? And
we have 3 universities and one soon to, because Exeter is really across the road, but they're close enough. So 3 universities we have in the constituency right now, and so that is,
you share the sentiment. You share the sentiment.
Share the sentiment. And the other day I was on campus talking to students, encouraging them to vote, etc. And one of the conversations I had with them was precisely that, you are actually here with that opportunity. But can you imagine all of your neighbors and your families, like your cousins, etc., who don't have the same opportunity? If we can expand the number of persons who are in university and make sure each family has that. And we know that Jamaican families look after each other, right? So if you get one successful person in our family, the family begins to thrive, and we can work together to get better. And one of the big things that we have, the universities in our constituency, when Andre Hilton was Member of Parliament, there was an initiative with himself, the Parish Development, the Papine Development Council, and the universities, where they did a plan for what they call the university town. There was one that did the Papine side and one that did the Mona going down to Augustown side. How we can incorporate and take advantage of the fact that we have the 2 premier universities in Jamaica in our constituency, and how we can make that mean economic activity, how we can make that mean development for our own students in the space, how we can become that center for technology in Jamaica. And that is the plan that we want to work on, and how to expand that and get the people to be a part of that. And inside of that as well, because we have the historical sites up the hill in East Rural, them have the Jonkra Mountains, and then in Augustown we have the Bedward Gardens area, where we have also and we have Bedward Church, and we have the Bedward Stone. So we have so much rich history that we can use to become a part of the local tourism. And we have the Hope River, that people are developing tours along the Hope River right along. So we have a lot of resources.
All right, Auntie Pat. All right, nobody give them too much, man. Save some for your manifesto. So you touch a little on before I move on from the education and the universities up there, because your constituency has a lot of young people. The East program, you also support that initiative, the East program initiative by the People's National Party.
Yes, 100%. Because our hungry child cannot learn. Let us start there. Yeah? Because we need to find a way. 58% of Jamaicans don't eat a healthy meal every day. That's an indictment on our country, right? We have to fix that. And we have to help. We can't just say, go fix up yourself. We all together as a community have to come together and lift up our communities. And that is one part of lifting it up. Starting with 1 meal a day. And as the party leader has said, once we can afford it, we'll expand to 2 meals a day. Andre, I have my own vision in that space that I am selling hard to the party. Because you see, our children must feel like kings and queens when they go into the education system. We spoke to the transportation when they are coming to school. They must come to school in fine style and must be comfortable instead of pack up 20 picnic in one taxi. Yeah? They must, when they reach the school, they must be well fed. We have sunshine. We should be able to get to the level where we can have air-conditioned classrooms and have enough classrooms. So we have to have the vision, and we have to be working towards it one step at a time. And the first step is 1 meal a day in the classroom. And forward to having those social workers eventually in the schools in the afternoon, working with our students so we can strengthen our families and can strengthen their resolve. We talk about social transformation. We talk about values and attitudes, reducing violence. We need to be having direct dialogue with our children, direct dialogue with our families, so that they can begin to choose and see the hope and see the pathway to creating the kind of Jamaica that we want. And that includes economic as well as moral choices.
Very well said. Very well said. So we touch on education. In your constituency of Eastern St. Andrew, I don't know what you have been doing to the people that reside in a little place called Bryce Hill. Why they love you so much up Bryce Hill Road, Auntie Pat? They keep on saying, Dre, we tired to see her up here. She needs to focus some more up. She is always present up there in Bryce Hill. They love you and they want to big you up this morning. A lot of persons tuning in this morning from Bryce Hill Road, and they said to big up Comrade Patricia.
Well, let me big up Bryce Hill. I love her. We have a lot of work to do. Even at Bryce Hill Square, have some hope and development that can happen there, that we can look even better. We have the murals across the road, and we can fix up that whole space that we become like, oh my gosh, when we were doing the Build Your Dream in Augustown the other day, and they were talking about their vision for Augustown in 10 years' time. They said, when we fix the road and we fix up sidewalk, we are a people that live outside. We want to put our benches on our sidewalk, so when we want to sit out in the afternoon after work, we sit out there and we have our little domino spaces where we can play with dominoes, because Augustown is an active community that must live like that. We have peace now, but we need to develop the community so the community feels good and that peace can be sustained and that we can get the economic activity occurring there. So we're seeing the tourism walk right through the constituency, etc. So we're feeling good. We're feeling good. We can see it and are excited about working with them.
Lovely. Still on the youth.
Goldsmith Villa online, so I have to big up Goldsmith Villa too. And I know that I have to big up Standpipe too, because as you talk about how Bryce is, so them see me all the time. Standpipe called me the other day and said, boy, everywhere we go, we just see you. I'm telling you, it is an exciting time. And you know, Dre, one of the things that I have promised them, because important to people in Jamaica is a relationship with their member of parliament. So I'm having 25 community meetings now over April and May. I tell them we will have at least 3 meetings in each community per year, because that is how we're going to keep in touch and to make sure that your voice is heard. You know? We have to wait.
Yes, man, totally. Still on young people, but this time I'm going to shift a little focus to housing. Comrade Patricia, a lot of persons right across Jamaica move to Kingston because, you know, that's where the universities, most of them are, and many of them happens to be in your constituency. But when it comes on to housing, do you have any plans? Do you plan to collaborate with Senator Floyd Morris? Like any development plans to put housing where our students can, you know, rent and, you know, to take off some of the burden off our parents? Because trust me, it's not easy to leave country. You're in a new space. You're not accustomed to anybody, and, you know, to find the rent. So are there any housing solution for our youths who are, you know, want to transcend to universities? Any help out there when you become the MP?
Two things, right? So you know that what we are about as a People's National Party is expanding our middle class. People must lift up themselves, social mobility, right? So for the young people who are graduating from university and want to stay in Kingston and work in Kingston, because there are many opportunities here, we have put out that we want the 500, we're going to give that 500,000 grant towards their down payment to own their own home. So we also have to make available to them homes that they can afford. And that's what I'm working on with Senator Floyd Morris, to make sure we can at least get one development in Eastern St. Andrew, maybe 2 or 3. That is affordable for the young people. because we have a lot of development happening in Kingston, but it's all high end, right? Second thing is that whilst you are a student, right? A lot of our communities, Tavern, Augustown, Highlight View, Landlease, students are living there. But because these communities are not properly developed, the quality of housing is not the best. And because a lot of these communities don't have titles, right? So the key is to work with them to get their titles so that they can get build on your home improvement loan out of NHT to help them improve their student housing that they have attached to their home, so it can improve their own their earning, so that they can do more for themselves. So this is a part of the plan, and working with Floyd, we will work on that as well. So those who own their homes already but don't own them properly because they don't have the title, to make sure they get titled, and those who have the title, to make sure we work together to get some standards for student housing and get some special loans that they can improve their student housing. So one, the plan, and two, improving the student housing so we can have it affordable.
Yes, I'm happy that it is a part of your agenda for your constituency. I really like that. But Comrade Patricia, when it comes on to how should I term it now without being respectful to the opponent side? When it comes on to, let's say, road work and stuff like that, do you believe it's a deliberate attempt to sabotage constituencies and leading up now to the election? You see, from nowhere, road starts to fix. I mean, like, it could have been fixed a year or two ago, but because they want to, sabotage and to make the opponent, look bad,
Well,
they withheld
otherwise, some
funding.
people could have called it like by vote, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
they are trying to influence the vote. But you can't fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Now, Bob Marley says so. What I would say to you is that for almost 10 years, they did not realize that roads need to maintain in Jamaica, and they were the government. And then they're going to get up in December and say, we have a road emergency, because they did not manage it for almost 10 years. And so if it is only now, that means that them could have did find the money before, and it's only now because they want your vote, they're going to come and fix your road. Know that you cannot rely on them. And if you vote them in again, only when it is that an election comes, then going to fix a road. So if it's only every 5 years you want a road, you can't vote for the Labour right. Otherwise, vote PNP, because we had the road maintenance fund. Roads were better under the PNP. We were maintained. They were not perfect, but we were on a program for maintenance. And I know with Michael Phillips, based on what he has put out there, that we are going back to working through how it is that we can have more regular maintenance of our roads. And I am committed to working with that and putting forward the plans for Eastern St. Andrew and making sure we prioritize. And part of what we do when we do the Bill 13 session is for the community to say which road for them is the highest priority, right? So I know, for example, Spark Road now, she's trying to make sure that Tavern Drive and Tavern, because it's on the Spark program. But it's just now she noticed, I just got a call this morning from a resident from Tavern talking about the fact that the roads are so bad, and then there is a retaining wall that's there that's destroyed, that's causing all the rubbish to, whenever rainfall, to just run down into the road. It's full of garbage, and full of pothole, and all of a sudden, in her 10th year as Member of Parliament, she knows that Tavern Drive and Tavern Road need to fix. All of a sudden.
Hilarious. Comrade Patricia, let me just use another 5. Or can you stay with us for another 10 minutes, Comrade Patricia? Is that okay?
Yes, I'll give you 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let me just take some calls, and then I just allow you the final words to speak to Eastern St. Andrew as we wrap up. Kemar, good morning, sir. Can you turn on your microphone, please? Kemar, you there? Kemar look like him not ready yet, man. Dr. Cole, walk on. Good morning. Turn on your microphone, please.
Good morning, Comrade MP, Comrade host, and those who are listening. Right?
Morning.
Good
Comrade
morning, Dr.
PD,
Cole.
you know where I'm coming from, Stella Camp, right?
Yes.
Don't identify me further than that.
All right.
And I don't tell people who I'm going to vote for.
Yes.
But you know where my vote is,
Yes.
right? I've had a problem. I'm not with you, nor the PNP. And I'm speaking on behalf of your constituents because I have to pass through your constituents to go into Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe out by Caribbean terrace, Caribbean fencing, that piece of road was always in a deplorable condition. But yesterday while heading up to Garden Town Road and so in the height of rain, I saw men was laying tar fixing those potholes. I wonder whether a man have a push broom and shove out the water before the tar in, how long that will be, that tar could be stick on the surface. Because I believe hot and cold is physics 101, no work out.
Yes. No, so what you say is that they were sweeping
I
out the
don't know.
water and pouring the tar?
Yes, I was passing by yesterday, right? Coincident when there was but there was a heavy downpour of rain. That's why I'm sneezing. Because I went up into Sutherland and I have to get out of the vehicle to and from to do me have to do to get back in because I cannot see at night. And during the height of the rain, I saw a young man with a push broom pushing out the water and next one I throw in because them block the road, so I have enough time to observe. And I was saying, how long this can be, how long this go on hold?
Well, you know,
Because physics 101, I can call no work out.
I'm telling you, you know, Dr. Cole, I think this is a problem that is wider than even just that one pothole fixing. Because they did a road in Goldsmith Villa, the main road. And they just did it, spent $75 million on the road. And there are two drains that go across the road, and both have collapsed. So I just do not understand the quality of work. So whilst they are now all of a sudden realizing that road have to fix, they don't realize it have to fix properly. That somebody has to inspect it, and you can't just leg on the money upon people and expect that you're going to get good quality work. It is really irresponsible.
And waste of taxpayers' dollars.
A waste of taxpayers' money.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Dr. Cole. Big up yourself. Elder Martin, how you do, Uncle? Turn on your microphone, please.
Good morning, Dre, and good morning to your guest. Sister DK, how are you, ma'am?
I am very good, sir. How are you, Elder?
I'm keeping going, I'm going on. What I want to ask you, the ministry that you know shadows, I presume that a little from this, you will be the master of ceremony towards that ministry. So I'm asking you, like the girls that are in school and they buck their toe, what you have in planning for the rehabilitation?
Okay, so what I would say to you, right, is that we currently have a program in the high schools that are supposed to extend and give more time. We have to go. We have to look back at that program to make sure it is effective. I think it was just implemented, just like pretty much like how them fixing the pothole. Then just them want to extend high school for everybody for 2 years, and they just extend it without a plan. So that I would have to sit down and discuss with them. But the main thing that we're doing, Elder, is that we're taking a family-centered approach to social transformation. So a social worker would work with the whole family, right? Rather than just work with one individual child. Because sometimes when they are dropping out of school, it's also because they don't have the right family support. And if the family had the right support, they would also help them. You understand? Because we are running a program. If a young girl gets pregnant, she can re-enroll in school after she's pregnant. And we really should make it that she can stay there while she's pregnant. But all of those things have some other issues along with it in terms of their own feeling about themselves, etc. And we help them with that as well, right?
Very good, ma'am. Thank you very much.
But what we really want to do is to take a family-centered approach. As I said in Jamaica, we believe in family in Jamaica. And you know how I know this? When I was working on the adoption board, the majority of adoptions are done by families. Families adopting children where the mothers are unable to look after them. So we now as a country and as a government need to encourage that behavior and support that behavior rather than giving help to an older person over here, a student in school over here, a youth who says at risk over here, but look at the whole family and how we can support the family moving up together.
Okay,
well said. Well said. Thank you, Elder. Thank you. Big up yourself. But no wonder you're the president of the women's movement, Comrade Patricia. My last two questions before we wrap up with our guests for this morning. Paris Barbie James, good morning. Could you turn on your microphone, please? Paris, could you turn on your microphone? Paris, you look like you're not ready yet, man. Time ago. Going once, going twice. All right, Paris, I have to move on. Marie Claire, how you doing? Morning, Marie. Marie, are you there? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm not connecting with Marie at all. But yes, those were my final two persons. I have to wrap
the box.
All right, Marie. I think she made a mistake and came up in the box. Norbrook Child, I'm not seeing your question. Could you please repeat your question as we wrap up? Please, Norbrook Child, you said to ask your question. I'm not seeing your question. Could you please re-ask your question? Until he do, Comrade Patricia's Eastern St. Andrew is listening as we wrap up. Could you just talk to them, encourage them why it's important this time around to come out and don't make that mistake that they would have made 2016, 2020. They're listening. Speak to them, Comrade Patricia.
But even before I speak to them, I just want to pick up two people that I've seen online here. So, Comrade Yvonne Wilson from Rocky Point. Yvonne, I see you and I saw I couldn't make it to your conference. Good job. Keep at it. Yes, I do believe in community development. And I have to pick up Chantel Walker. She is one of my right hands here in Eastern St. Andrew. And for Eastern St. Andrew, I think time come to have a member of parliament who actually wants to be your member of parliament and wants to work with you and believes in you. You want a member of parliament, time come for you to be able to build your dream with a member of parliament and live that dream because you know that you can rely on her for partnership and love. And time come for us to have real development for our youths, all of our youths, not just the youth at risk. There's youths who are on the right track. There's one youth that I need to be working with right now. He's a track star, get into medicine and he can't see him way. We have to go find some solutions for all of the youths within our community so they can see their pathway and see their hope in this life. And that's what I am here for. I don't come here because I need a job. I come here because I choose service and I choose you. And I want you and your families to become successful and to feel good and to love living in your communities and to love living in Jamaica. And know that when you wake up in the morning, you don't have to worry about where your next meal coming from.
Very well said. Very well said. And your constituencies, thank them for the support.
Yes, and I want to thank you all, everybody here, not just the constituents of Eastern St. Andrew, Bryce Hill, Standpipe, Jarrett Lane, Saunders Lane. I'm going to get in trouble now. Come here, call people Tavern, Highlight View, Land Lease, Hope Pastures, Mona, Long Mountain, Karachi, Chambers Lane. And I'm sure I'm going to forget one or two, but I don't remember. So I love everybody. And I also want to thank all of the comrades who are on your show. Dre, you're doing such a good job, and we appreciate you. We appreciate the platform. We appreciate the conversations, because we must have the conversation to be able to implement the solutions.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Comrade Patricia. Boy, may I tell you, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And if there's anything happening in Eastern St. Andrew and you want to highlight it, just send me a message and I will be happy to put those videos out there. We want to thank you for being my guest this morning. I think she's on a phone call, but we would have,
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, man. Thank you so much for gracing my platform again. The word is love. Take care and see you on the campaign trail. All right?
Good.
All right. Boy, Jamaica. That was my special guest for this morning, Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland. She means well, and she's doing a lot up there in Eastern St. Andrew. Continue to support her. Continue to attend the meetings and get involved. Eastern St. Andrew, get involved. Get to know your candidate. Don't wait until they come by your home. Reach out and get involved. I want to thank her for being my guest for today. Jamaica, the class I got just start now. The class I got just start now, Jamaica.